which they have already started on.
Different government ministries, departments and agencies are having interactions with the various committees of Parliament to defend the ministerial policy statements for the next financial year 2024-2025. The Minister of State for Information, Communication and National Guidance, Joyce Sebugwao, accompanied the line agencies including UBC to the Parliamentary Committee on ICT. Sebugwao shared with the MPs the projected interventions to enhance digital transformation in Uganda.
Implementation of last mile rollout and the connectivity of broadband. 2. Connecting all essential service centers such as schools, hospitals, tourism sites, police, and local governments to the national backbone.
The Managing Director of UBC, Winston Agaba, has reiterated to Parliament how underfunding of UBC has affected the planned activities of service delivery.
Under digital terrestrial transmission for the TV signal, we were hoping that would be at 95%, but we are at about 56%, which is not good. And that's why we are emphasizing that direct to home is the way to go if we are to address the needs of people who can watch free to air without subscribing to the pay TV platforms.
MD Agaba tasked the MPs to interest themselves in the program areas where UBC is not captured under the program-based budgeting. Agaba decried the earmarked 2.7 billion to UBC, which he says cannot avail the leverage to execute the intended mandate in ensuring the success of the programs.
Our strong view is that we have to be represented in all the program areas because they all feed into the goals that are looked at to transform this country.
You mentioned about the 30 billion, which the president directed that it should be given to UBC. But up to now, that 30 billion hasn't been given to UBC.
Accordingly, Agaba has highlighted priorities including improving radio signals, increasing programming, and promoting local tourism.
And this tourism sector is something that is overlooked many times, but we believe that internal tourism alone has to be attracted through the broadcasters, not only foreign tourists, but internal tourism. Because when you look at the tourism figures, Uganda, we contribute the highest number of tourists going to Kenya. And all that money is an outflow from our economy. Yet, we have so many facilities within the country. So internal tourism to us is a big thing, and we believe the national broadcaster will have a big stake in this.
The ICT committee was also informed about the funding gaps, including 10.322 billion for wages, 4.2 billion to deliver free-to-air services in both radio and TV, 3.36 billion for Signet, 1.5 billion for satellite fees, and 6 billion for outside broadcasting van.
The common good that we dispense should not be looked at as being pegged onto a business venture of saying when do you break even and when do you start making profit. However, we are cognizant of the fact that yes, whatever investment is put into UBC, the new thinking, and the board has come up with the new thinking, is how do we leverage on all the assets that we hold.
But how you present yourself to use this money is the question that Parliament is raising, and what would come out of it, out of that investment. Because Parliament is saying for quite a long time you put money in UBC, but it's like a basket without end.
UBC requires about 173 billion in its policy statements presented to the MPs. MD Agaba also highlighted on the need to complete the digital migration project and to secure high-level equipment.
Replacing all the outdated and obsolete softwares that we have been talking about and equipment, this is 14.48 billion. And Honorable Chair, if we are to go ahead and complete the digital migration, because at the time 2017 when we migrated, we did not migrate 100%. We didn't have all the equipment that was needed. Like we did mention here, there's no redundancy at all the sites. It's only one standalone transmission in all the 17 sites. We need to complete this, and it requires 98.58 billion.
Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gwitabingi, UBC News.